Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Considering that the is selling his own God evidence that would put him in jail against him on the dark net to the highest bidder. Why would he sell evidence of his debauchery and savagery? Why would he sell on the dark net his tapes of just terrible? Wanna know why? Because he doesn't intend to stand trial.
Is he protecting people, or are people protecting him?
Oh no, he's selling it because he needs the cash. The last FreakOff tape that just got sold on the dark net, which I know because I monitor, went for $500 million.
That's right, Jaguar Wright has pulled back the curtain on FreakOff tapes that Diddy is selling on the dark web in order to finance his legal fees, and word on the street is that they include none other than America's beloved Lebron James. The shocking part is that this is something Gene Deal called a while ago, and nobody seemed to catch on.
He had every room taped and bugged. Diddy had, yo, bruh, can you imagine? He had every room taped and bugged, and they found little bugs or little tape recorders. I mean, little those micro projectors or whatever like that, or video cameras. They found them in the house, bro. So by them having those things in the house, and people know there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's loose women, there's loose men, woman on woman, man on man, all kind of crazy shit. Bruh, they just wondering who or when they're gonna let this stuff be known, if it's on videotape.
Yeah, man, I know they gotta be shook, man, after finding out he was recording everything.
But not only celebrities, I don't think it's only celebrities gonna be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there. Hallelujah. That's crazy. But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Cause you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're gonna.
But why did he do it? Why would Diddy force Lebron into a freak-off to record it? The simple answer is blackmail.
Nobody came out defending Diddy. All these celebrity friends he have, and nobody came out.
They brand. It's all about the money. They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know did nobody in America like that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies, they not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them, and they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, you know, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes all over, 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched, and Brother Love was watching. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form or fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you gotta take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh. So a lot of them, like what he said? I think a lot of them was being swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? They tell off on themselves all the time, man. You just gotta listen.
But why do you think Diddy had all them hidden cameras?
Bruh, when you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having 1 or 2 or maybe 3 ups on somebody. Diddy always been the type of individual that want to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. Like, he always played artists against each other. He did it to Big, he did it to Craig Mack. You understand? I said before, he did the stuff to Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying? So had the ups on Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying?
One person who has a lot of insight into Diddy's legendary parties is professional photographer Selma Fonet. She's been taking pictures of him for over 20 years and says she's attended between 20 and 30 of his events over the years. Although Fona never witnessed the alleged freak-offs at the center of the sex trafficking accusations against Diddy, she certainly saw her share of wild moments. Plenty of celebrities were in attendance, including Lebron James, who Fona recalls praising Diddy's hosting skills.
Parties were very sexual, you know. There was women dressed up very sexy, and there was one woman one time, she had this armor almost, you know, and she had this machine that she would put in her armor and sparkles would come out, you know what I mean? And she was in the middle of the party, and then there was this girl with huge angel wings, and she was dancing, and she was all sexy, and it's very sexual. Everything was very sexual.
From her description, it's clear these parties were quite the spectacle. The events were packed with great food, endless drinks, and even the popular party drug. At the time, while many people have acknowledged that Diddy's parties were over the top, it is known that there was a lot more going on than initially met the eye.
As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as cocaine, ecstasy, and B, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their.
Meanwhile, a number of Diddy's famous friends are staying noticeably quiet. That is because Diddy has a lot of dirt on them.
Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
Interestingly, these parties weren't all adults only from the start. Fonan noted that many celebrities brought their kids along. However, as the night progressed, Diddy would make an announcement for the children to leave. And after that, things would reportedly get even wilder. She also mentioned there were often sex workers at these gatherings, and guests getting naked wasn't uncommon. But that's as far as her observations go. There is, however, the fact that minors were allegedly present at these parties.
Steph, thank you. We are following breaking news right now related to music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Major new allegations today of sexual assault and exploitation by Combs. For the first time, we are hearing about victims who say they were minors when they were allegedly assaulted by the music star. The youngest allegedly just 9 years old. The allegations were revealed today by attorneys representing more than 100 alleged victims who are preparing to sue. So let's bring in NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas right now. So Chloe, we know there is currently a press conference underway. We do have live picture of that. Can you just walk us through these new allegations and tell us if we've heard from Combs yet?
So the individual that you see on the screen right now, that is an attorney based out of Houston, Texas, and his name is Tony Busby. He's been a part of some very well-known litigation over the years involving the BP oil spill, even involving the Astroworld Music Festival crisis where some individuals were killed during a stampede. So he has made headlines before, but this is pretty shocking. So he is claiming right now at this press conference that he has had over 3,000 individuals reach out to his law firm in Houston, Texas, that he and his team have been vetting these claims, that now they are representing over 120 accusers, and that over the next 30 days, they will begin to file different civil suits, that this is not a class action lawsuit, that they are going to continue to vet these allegations, but right now they feel strong about these. So he also said today that it's not just Combs that will be named as a defendant, that there will be other high-profile individuals, some household names. He says, quote, many powerful people, there are many dirty secrets. He says that his team has collected pictures, video, and that the allegations include violent sexual assault or rape, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, dissemination of video recordings, and sexual abuse of minors. So this was something else that they talked about, that there are 25 accusers who were allegedly minors at the time that these allegations took place, starting in 1991, span all the way up over 2 decades. He also talks about where these individuals are from. He said that they hail from more than 25 states, New York, California, Florida. We know that Diddy had a residence in Miami, Georgia. We've reached out to Sean Combs' legal team for comment. They have not yet responded. Combs is currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn while he is awaiting trial on the New York indictment, where he is charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. Now, I also just want to point out that they also claim that 62% of these individuals are identifying as African American, and that they are evenly split between female accusers and male accusers, and Clay. So this is very interesting. And he said that look, I know that everybody expected me today or wanted me to name other high-profile individuals. He says, I'm not going to do that today, but it will come at some point. He says that these names will shock you.
Wow. I mean, shocking details, to say the very least, and I'm sure just the start of what's to come.
Fama is clear that while she never saw anything related to the serious charges Diddy is facing, she typically stayed outside at these events, as not everyone had access to the indoors. Fama is perhaps best known for capturing an iconic photo of Diddy and Jennifer Lopez kissing at one of his parties in the Hamptons in 1999. The two were dating at the time, and her photo was the first real proof of their relationship, a moment that may now link J-Lo to Diddy's legal troubles. Speaking of J-Lo, she was also alleged to be on one of Diddy's FreakOff tapes, according to Subnight.
They go raid Puffy's house, and they get all these videos of J-Lo doing this and J-Lo doing that. And they know the fact that J-Lo lied and said that the gun was Shine or whatever, and took that man to prison and destroyed his life, and she knew it was tough. I'm quite sure they probably called that the FBI gave respect. A courtesy call of Ben Affleck. It's a white man who got respect in the white world. I'm quite sure they said, we want to show you some things. It's about your wife. When he sees this that her and Puffy was doing and who they were doing it with, I'm quite sure they gave his ass those tapes. And I'm quite sure he can never look at her the same. I'm quite sure they headed for divorce.
Days of deliberations, the jury now appears to be focusing on the gun possession and bribery charges against Sean Puffy Combs. This afternoon, jurors sent the judge 2 notes, one of which asked for a transcript of a phone message Combs left Wardell Fenderson, once his driver, now the prosecution's star witness. During the trial, Fenderson testified that Combs was armed the night of the shooting at Club New York, and later pressured him to claim ownership of a pistol police found when they pulled over Combs' Lincoln Navigator as it fled the shooting.
And I just want to make you feel like comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Make your family feel comfortable.
What exactly Combs meant by that is in dispute, but the prosecution claims the rapper offered Fenderson $50,000 or a diamond ring to take the rap for the gun. The jurors also wanted to hear a readback of testimony relating to Combs' former girlfriend, actress-singer Jennifer Lopez, who was in the Navigator when it was stopped by police. An officer testified that everyone in the SUV was ordered to put their hands on the vehicle, but Lopez walked away, saying she was going home. As she was being detained, a gun was discovered in the vehicle. At that point, a sergeant on the scene ordered everyone who was in the vehicle under arrest. The officer quotes Lopez as saying, "It's not my gun."
I mean, J-Lo and Diddy are certainly connected in their dark pasts.
All Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club. For all we know, that bullet came from the gun that was in her hand. And not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman. Not once has she donated to her family or for her medical bills that she's still paying, or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face. Like J-Lo has said nothing. Nothing. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall?
But why is she silent now? Why is she not defending someone she used to speak so highly? Interview. Reports indicate that Jennifer Lopez and her management team are currently on high alert due to the ongoing criminal investigations surrounding Diddy, who was previously her boyfriend.
Coming up.
She was crying a lot. She was a mess. Probably what was going through her mind is her career flashing before her eyes.
And later, enough's enough.
I just kind of hit the wall and was just like, I can't do this anymore.
On December 27, 1999, Jennifer Lopez, Sean Puffy Combs, and Puffy's 19-year-old rap protege, Jamal Shine Barrow, walked into Club New York, a Manhattan night spot near Times Square.
It was not a private event. Jennifer Lopez was here, Puffy Combs was here, there were a lot of professional athletes here. It was a great party.
It was weird that Puff and Jennifer were at that club because that was kind of like a very regular hip-hop club. No A-list celebrities go there.
We had a bunch of ballers in there and a couple of them that were just being extremely antagonistic towards Puffy and his group of friends. From that point forward, you know, alcohol kept flowing and tension kept building.
Puffy and Shine allegedly got into an argument with another partier shortly before 3 a.m. Someone tossed a wad of cash at Combs as a sign of disrespect. Suddenly, all hell broke loose.
And at some point, one of those people in that group fired off guns and other gunfire was had.
Shine was among the shooters.
It was a scary thing to have happen to you, to be standing somewhere where bullets go past your head.
Panic spread throughout the club. Jennifer got lost in the chaos.
Everybody scattered so fast, she realized that Puffy, the bodyguards, everybody's like, she's there by herself.
According to the Daily Mail, insiders have revealed that Lopez's team has been discussing whether she should publicly clarify her involvement in an incident from December 27, 1999, when she was arrested alongside the rapper. This incident stemmed from a shooting involving Natana Rubin and two others just outside the Times Square club. At that time, Jennifer Lopez was dating Diddy, and she ended up spending around 14 hours in custody because a gun was discovered in the car they used to flee the scene. Although Lopez was released shortly after, with law enforcement clearing her of any wrongdoing, both Diddy and his bodyguard, Anthony Wolf Jones, faced charges. Eventually, Diddy and Jones were acquitted, while rapper Jamal Shine Barrow was found guilty and served 9 years in prison. It was long speculated that Shine took the fall for Diddy until the man himself confirmed it recently.
When I was a 18-year-old kid, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make Belize proud and do what all of us want to do, be recognized for our talent and take over the world. I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave, I moved on, but let us not pretend as if I was in Miami for Thanksgiving and Christmas and that I
saw a birthday cake.
Went again to do a charity event for impoverished youth in London. So let us not lose sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life and who I forgave and who I moved on, and for the better interest of Belize, because he was in a position at that time to give scholarships and to maybe invest. I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize, but don't distort it as if, he and I were boom ballet. This is someone that destroyed my life.
Separate lawyers, and everything went on Shine because Diddy found the witness against Shine and brought him forward. So I guess that's how you do your man. when you don't want to go to jail. That's what happened, bro. Sean said it in the whole interview. On that documentary that Sean did from jail, he spoke about that. But he forgave him.
If that was you, would you forgive him?
Man, I wouldn't, bruh. I'm not into forgiving.
It's worth noting that Natana Rubin, the victim, was left with bullet fragments permanently lodged in her face and has always maintained it was Sean Diddy who pulled the trigger.
Watch them both fire their guns. I watched them. I got hit right here, in my nose, in between my eyes, which means I'm facing directly at you. Just like I'm looking at you, and I can tell you got on black shades. They kind of look like Cazelles and an Adidas shirt. That's exactly how I was looking at him. And I watched him shoot me. The first thing I said when the bullet hit me, and listen, when right before the muzzle flash went off, when I had turned back to look, I heard God's voice say, relax, you are about to get hit, calm down. And when I screamed, no, pop, pop, and it hit me dead in my face. And I never passed out, I never fell, I never cried, everybody started running.
Now that Diddy has been taken into custody again, there's increasing pressure to reopen the investigation. In the meantime, sources say Jennifer Lopez is feeling stressed out. Why is that? Well, it turns out Gilo actually committed perjury to save Diddy.
Lopez, when she's finally held accountable for the part she played in the harm that was put on Natanya Rubin's life.
Do you think they'll bring up charges on Jennifer Lopez?
They better. She committed perjury. And the attorney that was representing the defense side of that suborned perjury. Last time I checked, there's no statute of limitation on perjury. We can start there. Let's bring Jenny to the cell block. She's been to every other block.
Sometimes they'll open up a case to bring light on other cases. Do you feel the Shine, the club night with him and Jennifer Lopez will come back to light?
Oh, absolutely, it has to. It has to. If it was good enough to be content on Law and Order for what? The 12th season, episode 9?
And if Ray J is to be believed, a lot of big names are about to tumble like dominoes.
Want to bring in Larry Levine. He is a former federal prisoner who served time at 11 institutions of various security levels in 5 different states, and he now advises people who are about to go to prison. As the founder and director of Wall Street Prison Consultants. And of course, he's a friend of the show. So breaking news right now, Larry, I am just getting word. People magazine says it's got a source on the inside that tells them that P. Diddy's on suicide watch tonight. Do your sources confer the same information? Are they saying it was possible?
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the SHU have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on suicide watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there, he was like an overnight guest. When they told his bond hearing, now they checked him into the system, and reality has hit him. And I understand that he has a shrink coming by his cell to see him several times a day. And now there's talk about putting him in, it's like a bubble. It's like a cell that has like a plexiglass wall in it where they have inmates watching you. That's actually their job, to keep an eye on the inmates that are on suicide watch. Another error that I guess some warden told you this. There are sentenced inmates there. They're called cadre inmates. They don't have to be white collar inmates, but they're doing maintenance on the building. And the problem why there's a lot of violence there, they have housing units. And they're mixing bank robbers, drug dealers, rapists with white collar people. And this is why Diddy, he can't go into a regular housing unit because somebody will take him out for sure. Somebody's gonna get a lot of street credibility out of this. People that are doing substantial time that know they're never getting out, they'll just kill the guy. No questions asked.
You think that they'd suck up to him because he's got a lot of money, and if he ever does get the commissary options, he would be.
Now let's come back to Lebron reports are circulating about a male A-list celebrity who is reportedly horrified by an alleged sex tape featuring him and Diddy, with two members of the star's inner circle sharing insights. With the post, it's triggering. One insider said it feels like a betrayal and a violation, and it's causing a lot of issues. It brings up some really disturbing and bad memories. Multiple individuals are reportedly trying to sell the incriminating footage, which shows a man who appears to be Diddy engaged in sexual activity with someone who seems to be the A-lister with both their faces. Clearly visible, many are speculating this celebrity is none other than Lebron. A second source close to the celebrity mentioned that he is trying to ignore the rumors surrounding the video. There's not much he can do about it if there was a video taken without his knowledge that somehow gets out, the source explained. So all he can do is pray. He's praying that this all goes away.
You've said that you've been contacted regarding the sale of one of the Diddy FreakOff tapes, and that it features a very high-profile celebrity. What can you tell us about that?
So actually, I recently was contacted by one of my business partners who's also an attorney, who said to me, well, why are we not writing the demand letter to try to do the catch and kill? And I said, well, if you want to do it, then I'll connect you and you can essentially do it. He was also concerned about wanting to protect the other person who was in the film, mainly because I've known about this for about 3.5 weeks to about a month. I've been communicating with these people who purport to have that videotape. And it wasn't until Thursday night that they outright said, can you write on your letterhead a letter to the individual who's also in the tape and see if they're interested in a catch and kill? And is that something, we'll give you X amount of percentage of it. And at the time I was like, I don't think I want to be involved in this, but I hadn't had time to process. But the other attorney I'm speaking of, he's pretty much been in the know the entire time since I first got contacted by these individuals with the tape. And we're pursuing now a meeting with the three of us for us to broker, I guess, a situation where we'll have certain guarantees that once we make the representations to the person in the tape, that we have some level of assurances that this is a valid tape.
At least one person selling the tape has not yet handed it over to federal authorities. An officer with the Department of Homeland Security who participated in the raid on Diddy's Miami home told the Post that law enforcement agencies believe Diddy filmed incriminating videos at the mansion, which was reportedly equipped with sex rooms that allowed him to record sex parties and even watch them remotely. However, the officer could not confirm whether the A-lister appeared in any of the footage they obtained. There are recognizable names, the officer stated, but I won't confirm any of their identities. But it's more than just that one. During a recent appearance on News Nation, attorney Ariel Mitchell-Kidd, who represents several of Diddy's accusers, claimed she has seen stills of the alleged video, but has not viewed the entire thing.
Engaged in any criminality, from what you understand?
Household name, very much so. More of a household name than Mr. Combs.
Wow,
and
really?
Criminality, they are engaged in pornography. They're not doing anything illegal per se. I can't say that well, I'll say this. My concern was that I could not verify the age of the individual. And so that was my concern about not having anything sent to me and viewing it in the way that I did via stills, via FaceTime video. So I didn't want to have anything in my phone because my issue is we can't determine if this person is 17 to...
Gene Deal recently also had some shocking things to reveal about the ingredients being used in Diddy's FreakOffs.
Yeah, you might be right about that. Good point, man. But what was that comment you made about how the baby oil at Diddy's house might be laced? What makes you say that?
Well, what I said is that, isn't it weird that the government was so interested in Diddy's baby oil that they took 1,000 bottles away from his house? If the government took 1,000 bottles of baby oil and somebody had things what appeared to be baby oil, and then you have to listen to the prosecutor. He said that they seized 1,000 bottles what allegedly to be baby oil. Allegedly to be baby oil. So that's telling people that it wasn't baby oil. and people think that that was baby oil, they out their mind. I don't believe it was baby oil. Yo, bro, when they went up in there, they knew what they was gonna find. They knew what was ever in that baby oil or that those bottles that appeared to be baby oil, they knew about that at first. You gotta realize 9 times out of 10, that individual that got caught at the airport, that was supposed to be their carrier, told them what they was doing and what they had. I wouldn't put it past that he told them everything. So when they went up in there, they knew they had to take whatever was out there, and that thing that appeared to be baby oil, they took that. They gotta test every last one of them. Let's see how much, let's see how many of those come back to be baby oil. Bro, listen to me. Costco don't sell that much baby oil. Where you know sell that much baby oil?
Yeah, I don't know any store that sell that much baby oil. I know Costco, they came out and said that they don't even sell baby oil.
My sentiments exactly.
But you personally, right, what do you believe was in the baby oil?
If you ever seen a massage parlor being raided and they walking out the people, do they take the massage oil with them when they go? No, they just walk out the people who are being arrested. If you ever seen a person getting arrested and the people being arrested in those brothel houses, do they take out the stuff in the brothel houses? No, they don't. They take the individuals who are being arrested out the brothel houses. For them to take 1,000 bottles of baby oil, it's like that they did not leave one. They left people there, but they ain't leave not one bottle. Nobody needed no baby oil. So my whole thing about it is that there was something in that other than baby oil. That's why they took all the bottles. And 9 times out of 10, if I would give it a wild guess, it was, and like some of the people told me, it was probably that GHB. It's gamma hydroxy butyric. What is its effect on the body? It's a euphoria, drowsiness, decreased anxiety, and memory impairment. It works on the nervous system and gives you this feeling of euphoria. So they take that and rubbed it on her, and you forget who you are, what you're doing. It can also give you memory loss, drowsiness, and that's under the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration.gov.
The worst part is no one was safe from Diddy low or high profile. But what do you think? Could it be anyone other than Lebron? Let us know in the comments. That's all for the video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.